And let's go over to John and Mark Hamill. They should play that music once again, John.
Yeah.
No, he's saying no. No, I know
That's
how
enough.
it goes. Thanks again for being here.
I should choose more inconspicuous entrance music. It's hard to live up to the pomp.
It's big, isn't it? It's big.
Oh, it's awesome.
Let's talk about Star Wars for a second. Now, are you surprised about the collectability of all that stuff?
At the time, I remember I said to George, can you send me one of everything? You know, get me on a comp list. And Nathan, who's 16 now, the first word I think he learned was Kenner. Because he would see the boxes arrive. It's not a joke. He learned the letters and he knew there were toys inside. And I knew at the time that they would be collectible one day, but I also thought I would probably twist these kids and cause a lot of couch time for them in the future if I say, no, this is collectible, we're going to put it away for 20 years.
Right, right.
Of course, now they look at, you had this somewhere, this guide of what it's worth, what all these things are worth.
Right,
now they didn't have this one, but I do remember Nathan looking through this, Griffin too, saying, "Why did you let us play with these things? Princess Leia's $500 never removed from the box."
It's a dilemma. It's a dilemma.
And they've given her the Sinead O'Connor haircut. She's now at the end of a pencil with just dots instead of hair. You know.
Interesting story about the very first poster. They didn't really know, I guess, what they wanted to do.
The movie opened with no poster because the people at Fox, and I don't know the exact reason, but I don't think they knew how to promote it. They said, "Is it 2001? Is it the Little Rascals in Outer Space? Is it?" You know, they didn't know what. So the very first day it opened, there were just photographs outside the theater. And that one thing that people forget, and I'd like to remind them, is that the public discovered it from the very first day. It wasn't based on a pre-existing property. And I still to this day don't know.
Sort of like a cult.
I don't know how they knew from the very first day, because on the day it opened, I went to dub the non-roadshow version, the 35mm print, and we drove by Grauman's Chinese, and the lines were on the block. I mean, I said, how did they know?
Do you have any props from the movies at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I kept my lightsaber, I kept boots, I kept belts, a lot of my costumes. They're not at my house for any, because you know the Star Wars fans are very obsessive.
Is this something you'd like to hold on to, or perhaps you'd like to take bids? Right. Let's talk about, now you have what, over 10,000 comic books yourself?
You know, I gave that kind of figure, and I would say that it would probably be in that area, you know, but I haven't actually counted them all out. And I only brought a couple. I brought...
well, what is this one, this Mad?
Mad Comics was one of a line of what they called EC Comics. The EC Comics were famous for things like Tales from the Crypt, Crypt of Terror, Vault of Horror, crime comics, which in the early 50s were the object of a Senate investigating committee, the Kefauver Committee, looking to see whether violence in comic books caused juvenile delinquency. But I think it's very relevant. Doesn't it sound familiar?
Absolutely.
Warning labels on CDs and V-chips in our TV sets.
See, that's the interesting thing about collecting. Sometimes it's the stories behind
the history. It's the history. Well, they created the Comics Code, which is not on here because the Comic Code Authority is right. Let's see if they have it. Yes, there it is. There's the Comic Code Authority right there. And unless you had this on your comic, the newsstand people wouldn't distribute it. And it made William Gaines so angry that he turned Mad into a magazine.
How about
just to get around this Comic Code Authority.
Tell me about the CD-ROM that you're working on right now.
Well, this is a fantastic thing. I did Wing Commander 3. It's the third highest selling game of all time. Wing Commander 4, I'm telling you, this thing, if you're near a computer store, go in and play it for 2 minutes. You'll be absolutely hooked, because this involves you in a way. You don't sit passively and watch the movie. You are asked to control my character and make decisions all throughout the game. The script is this thick. We filmed every variation. You can win, you can lose, you can have a stalemate. Malcolm McDowell's in it. It's filmed exactly like a movie. John Rhys Davies from the Indiana Jones films.
And again, you're also the Joker.
I'm the Happy Meal.
You're in the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
And that's on the Batman animated.
That's the Batman animated.
Can we get an appraisal on this? I bet this is probably worth more than you think.
Don't take it out of that plastic
Exactly,
wrapper.
exactly. Thanks a lot, Mark.
My
for being
pleasure.
Here. And I want to mention that there is a fellow that helped us tremendously with this segment. He's down. He can't be here.
This is Michael.
Mike Gagan is down in the control room. Do we have a shot of that? There he is, Mike Gagan.
Hey,
big fan of you. Say hi there, Mike.
I'll have to drop by and say hi.
Hey, can you do that? Can we go down to the control room?
I'll force myself.
All right, we're going to hook these two up, see if they start a bowling league or something. Stay with us. We have more appraisals coming up when Personal FX returns. Here we
we are in the nerve center of personal FX. All these people really don't work this hard. They're just faking it. No, they're really working hard. And we want to make this love connection real quick. Mike Gagan, how are you, sir?
Thank you, John. Thank you very much.
Here he is, Mark Hamill. And I know that
Mark,
you want to...
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for
I
coming.
understand he's wearing his Star Wars underoos, but I think that's a little too much information.
Yeah, well, I don't want to give that information out. I want to thank Michael Pelka for setting this up, though.
Well, you work so hard in the segment. I want to say thank you very much.
Those are all his personal effects up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good for you. You kept them in the box. You didn't play with them like my kids. Yeah.